Test, 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 test. Yeah. Uh, ah, yeah. Ah. What's wrong with the pot? Hello. Wait, what do you mean you dropped the soap? What's the context here? All right. Back to Doki Doki. Finally got my save file back. Well, not back. I technically had to skip through and get the game back to the point where right. Wait, I can't tell if you're trying to be funny or like you actually were in jail. Maybe I shouldn't question it too much. Let's get the game open here. After Christmas? It goes that far? Wait, hold on. Audio stream's current bitrate. Does everything still sound the same? Far? Okay, audio sounds fine. I keep getting audio errors on YouTube, but I'm just gonna go along with it. So hopefully it's fine. Okay, well, I shouldn't be too far off. I did do the Halloween event. That's where we left off, at least now that I remember. Yeah, I guess I'll see, because it's been a while. Actually, I'm curious, when was the last time I played Doki Doki? And then I did my computer reset, and I didn't. So they do their save files weird, right? It's in the app data, which is in, I guess, the Windows files. It's not saved to the Steam library, or it's not to save to the game's install on Steam. So that's why I thought I was fine, and then like I ended up, I wanted to stream like the next part because I left off when was this? September 21st. Jesus Christ. And then I was like, oh shit, my save isn't here. And then I looked up, oh, where's the save file? And then people were like, oh, it's in the app data. And I was like, wait, are you kidding me? I don't use Doki Doki Steam. Oh, I didn't know it was on any other platform. I mean, I would ask, did you torrent it, but it's free, so I didn't know. Is there like, I'm guessing it has the website, right? The Doki Doki actual website. Do you just download it through here? Oh, you can. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should. So does it save the save files to there too? It's much safer to use the original version. All right. Yeah. I guess I fucked up by going on Steam. But you know, having all my games in one location isn't too bad. Although I do kind of agree with like, oh, it'd be better to just own the game yourself. They were loading up here. But yeah, I think it's weird. It's not even just Doki Doki. There are games that keep the saves directly to the install, and then there are ones that do the same thing with app data. I don't know why. It just makes more sense to have your save files in the game, right? All right. See if this is actually gonna capture this time. I don't know how loud I need to have this. Every time I stream a visual novel, audio is always hard to balance. But hopefully this is fine. There's no talking in the game other than the music, so it should be fine. I just need to make sure. I don't like. I'm always saying this every time I join it. You've been playing more of the Monica After Story. Is that part of Blue Skies, or is that like a specific mod called Monica After Story? Or I don't know. Or maybe it's an official after story. I don't know. Alright, making sure we're all capturing it. Okay. Got nudity censored. I still haven't gone back. I probably could have gone and seen it once once I was setting up the game again. Oh, it's a mod? A separate mod? I don't want to check that out. More Monica ain't too bad. Wait, I have my saves all the way on page 6. What? I saved 4 times just to be extra sure that I have my save file ready. Okay, so I don't know if the audio is good here or not. Okay. I don't know if I don't know if I'll do voices for this one. I'm tired. Just did a new PC build. It was like the hardest one I've ever done because I did it in a really small form factor one. Like my case is tiny and I spent 3 days trying to build it. So we're just gonna be chilling with this. Like I've been playing for a week and I haven't seen anything. Oh really? Okay. Because apparently, what was it? There was another viewer that said he did. Oh, you're on a laptop. Oh man, the good old days of when I first started gaming on a laptop, like being on a laptop. But there was another viewer that said he was playing Doki Doki Blue Skies, and there was an H scene. There's one for Yuri, I believe, which is one I'd love to see. But for YouTube's sake, I'm censoring it. Man, it's late in the morning. I'm glad that there's no school today. It feels weird. This is right after the Halloween event, if I remember. I also remember someone saying that I should have skipped it, but I like the Halloween event. It was actually pretty cool. Yeah, maybe much later. It feels weird sleeping in this late from doing something besides playing games. I was up until at least 1 in the morning just reading. It isn't incredibly often, but I found myself reading more lately. I started when I found that I was getting tired of playing the same games over and over. The monotony of just logging in, playing, winning some, but losing more just felt so unsatisfying. Whoa. Some relatability. While there were some people who I'd play with every once in a while, we hardly talked about anything except the games. The session would usually end with someone getting irritated and leaving. Anyway. With books, on the other hand, I can open and close them even at school and pick up where I left off. Plus, I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi to read books. Even up until just recently, when I read... Wait a minute, but... You could play games without Wi-Fi? Is this like before playing offline was a thing? Wait, no. Playing offline is always a thing. What is this guy talking about? Especially now that my PC is small, I can literally carry this everywhere I want. Even up until just recently, when I read for classes, it felt really forced. I still feel that way when I have to read something dry and boring like a textbook. But it's different when I get to pick something to read that's genuinely interesting. I wonder if I could feel the same way about games if I were forced to play them for class. I feel like people would prefer that. I agree with that on the book thing. I remember like teachers, I had way more fun in classes where teachers let you choose the book that you would do your assignment on rather than, you know, give you the book and then you have to do the assignment on that. Imagine if books needed Wi-Fi. I mean, isn't that people who read from the cloud? Like if you're using Kindle or like any digital reader, unless you, of course you can download them, but then like there's a requirement of space and stuff. Hey Cryptic, how's it going? How are you? But what is it? Like, you know, downloading the books, but then for like, say you just find that something that you want to read on the go and like maybe your connection drops. I know I've had that issue, so that's like I'm torn between whether I like physical or digital. I like digital because it's just like I can have everything on my phone, but then physical just, I don't know, it feels better to read. While I want to dismiss the idea of disliking games altogether, I feel like I'd get tired of anything real quick if it were forced on me. The stomach growl interrupts my morning ruminations. Looks like it's time to grab some breakfast. I am doing horribly. I will admit, I am doing like terribly. Like all I have are my games at the moment. I'm trying to keep sane, trying to keep healthy. Not really. Life's rough. Life's rough. I think I've already mentioned that, but you know, I'll get through it. I still have oh god, I'm supposed to be done with college like next year. But the thing is, I'm so tired of digital classes, of online classes. I don't know if a lot of my classmates in my program apparently are taking like a term break, which I'd love to do, but I kind of don't want to risk it, especially with how close I am to graduating. I don't know, there's just a lot on my plate right now. Okay, you hate digital. Yeah. But it's a space saver, right? Like, I can't imagine if I was like, if I had all the manga that I was reading, and like, say I collected every single volume of them, right? That's gonna take up so much space, and I'm someone who likes seeing more space. What's the word phrasing? I like having more space. That's already done with like how I tried to build like a smaller computer, and I always try to find ways to organize things so it's more in a compact kind of thing. So when I look at digital, right, it's cool that I can like pull up any volume of a manga or a light novel that I'm reading just off my phone because it's in a smaller device. But yes, I do get the favorability towards physical more. Like, I can't argue with it. 0.27 in science, like out of 100. Fully hours doing a computing homework and actually enjoying it. Jeez. I remember I've seen videos on YouTube where it's like studying for 3 hours, or like study with me for 3 hours, and it's just like lo-fi playing in the background while they're doing their homework and stuff. And I don't get that. I don't get how you can sit. At least me, I can't sit down for like long periods of time. I mean, you can already see that from my streams. One, because I get exhausted pretty fast, and I don't really talk as much, so my mouth dries. But sitting down for long periods of time, I like lose interest. I can't even play like a multiplayer game for more than an hour or two. That's why my streams are so short. But wait, really, out of 100? Damn. I kind of feel that. Science was not my best subject, even in high school, and luckily I only had to take one science class in college for my bachelor's requirements. And that's it. I haven't taken a single math or science class since high school, except for the one class I had to take in college. My morning routine finished. I settled down on my desk. I should probably do some homework. Ugh! What the? English is one seriously weird language. Well, yeah. How do kids learn how to speak it in the West? You know what? I think it's time for a break. Most of my homework is done anyway, so it seems like a good time to take a walk. The hell? How long exactly were we doing our homework for? That felt very short. I'm great at sitting down for expanded pounds time. No, but I'm amazing at science. Wait, hold on. You have a 0.2. It's gonna sound like I'm making fun of you. I'm just confused. So you have a 0.27 in science out of 100, but you're good at science. Like, which field of science are we talking about here? I know for one, biology was like, I guess, the most enjoyable for me, but when it got to chemistry and physics, which were required, or like one of the required science classes for high school, I could not stand it. My mind just hurt every time a lecture would pop up, especially physics. Math, science combined, like I'm gonna lose it. When they live in Japan but speak only English, well, for the purpose of the visual novel, right? Man, the gray clouds are really looming today. Hopefully it doesn't rain. That is probably rain clouds. Although, where am I going? I don't really have a destination in particular. I guess I'll just walk around for now and see what catches my eye. Whoa! Whoa! I end up wandering near a shopping center. Wait a minute. It looks like there's a bookstore here as well. Maybe I can ask Yuri to check it out with me sometime. But in the meantime, a sweet smell catches my attention. It smells like freshly baked pastries. I wouldn't mind grabbing something sweet right about now. It seems like a quaint little bakery is the culprit of the fragrance permeating the air. And are those Sayori and Natsuki sitting outside? All the more reason to take a look at the bakery. Wait a minute. Did I already? No. I've gone past this. Okay. I guess we're meeting them outside of school again. Because I know there was one scene prior to this where we also met them at like a boba tea shop. I'm not into chemistry or physics yet, but I do like physics for some reason. Yeah, I guess while I didn't understand physics, the projects were really fun. Like, we got to make a model rocket. That was amazing. Also, dude, Sayori said is just right. What was it? There was a There's a viewer. No. I'm trying to remember. Someone said something bad about Sayori, if I'm recalling correctly. It was either that. No, I know there was one person that said shit about Monica like every time. But yeah, I don't remember. But luckily, this mod doesn't have that. At least I'm hoping. Bro, I really want Neko Power content. It would be epic. I haven't been able to download the game, so you know. Okay. Damn, you guys are talented then. At least to me, you're talented. Maybe it's just my attention span. But in the case for Nekopara, I don't know. The thing is, so I'm already on volume 3 because I've already played the first 2 prior, and I'm trying to finish volume 3 now that I have the time. I want to do content for volume 4, but the thing is, it's not so much from what I know, it's mostly a kinetic novel, right? So I'm basically just reading. So I don't know how interesting that would be to just have me playing through the game, whereas I'm just clicking through and reading. Unless volume 4 is enough of a like surprise or a welcome one, at least, that I guess the reaction would be great. But I just don't know how fun that'd be to watch. I mean, but then again, this is me we're talking about. I'm not exactly fun to watch. And there's the self-hate right there. Hey guys, fancy meeting you here. Huh? Oh my god, Nasi's so cute. Actually, no, Sayori's too. Dude, oh man, something about seeing, you know, the characters in casual wear so much of a different, I guess, environment or atmosphere. Hey, how's it going, Rick? Friends are there any visuals that aren't just reading? True, but I'm talking about like ones where it's more that you have input into it, like you get to choose your options, which is, you know, Doki Doki, a visual novel. Me and you and her, I got to choose my choices in that. But Nekopara is more so just me clicking through while touching myself. Or I mean, who isn't? That's the same experience for everyone who plays the game, correct? Whereas, you know, if it's a visual novel opposed to a kinetic novel, there's more variation because you're making your own story, your own path. Moron, if you sound like Corpse, that'd be sick. I know, I can't help it. It's like, yeah. It's nice to have some conversation. I don't really talk to my friends too often. Huh? Oh, hi, Domo. The two of them are seated at a small corner table. Natsuki's holding a couple of cream puffs to herself rather possessively, while Sayori's munching on 3 giant cookies. This seems like a pretty nice place. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. They have some really great sweets, like their vanilla cake. And the giant chocolate chip cookies are super yummy. Sayori practically unhinges her jaw to take another bite of a cookie. I'm surprised to see you out of the house. What brings you here? Stalking girls in your free time? Oh, yikes. Nah, the scent of sweets called my name. Plus, I need to take a break from homework. There's only so many equations that I can look at before my head starts spinning. Not to mention, English as a language is a nightmare to learn. I seriously don't get why you have to learn stuff like Algebra 2 and Calculus. Unless if we're doing something really math-related for our jobs, I doubt we'll ever use this stuff. Well, at least English is pretty useful. I mean, I guess. Hey, why don't you grab something to eat already? Sounds like a plan. So, you have friends? I would like to think I have friends, at least, you know? Times have changed. Who knows? Who knows if I'm still, if they still consider me a friend. Oh god. Okay, for the Doki Doki playthrough. I mean, that's the fun with making your own name for your character, right? You get to read it in the context of how they're calling you. I glance up at the menu as I make my way to the counter. Looks like this place has a variety of teas as well, including oolong tea. I should really learn about other types of tea, too. Oolong is the only one I know Yuri drinks. Nevertheless, I'm sure Yuri would like this place. On top of teas, they have cakes, donuts, croissants, bagels, pastries ranging from sweet to sour, and pretty much everything bread related. Guess I'll just have a chocolate cake and orange-infused black tea. Ugh. Orange and tea, to me, that does not taste great. I mean, I've had it with green tea, but black tea, maybe that's a different story. Right, you guys are my friends. Wait. I didn't name myself BBC, man. Why? Oh my god. I did not know YouTube has a dab emote. What the hell? I'm not one to use emotes myself. They have some chocolate brownies that look really good as well, but with my exercise habits, they're probably way too rich for me. What exercise habits? Oh, right. I set my tray down with a clatter once I get back to our table. So, what you got? I went with the chocolate cake and black tea. Not Yuri's oolong tea then. Yeah, to be honest, I think it's still a little too bitter for me. All tea is bitter. It's only good after you add tons of sugar in. I feel like Natsuki and I would get along great. I'm someone who puts a ton of creamer in my coffee. It's definitely an acquired taste. On another note, this cake looks really good though. The chocolate cake is thick and dense with 3 layers of different kinds of chocolate in between the cake. Just looking at this is giving me a sugar high. And I called the brownies rich. On the other hand, the tea is rather bittersweet with the hint of orange cutting through the bitterness of the tea. As I pick up my fork, I notice Sayori eyeing my cake, and she's gonna eat it, isn't she? To be fair, it is a rather large slice. I take a chunk out of it with my fork, trying to balance all the layers on it. Taking a bite, the sweetness is not as overwhelming as I thought it would be. Are we gonna feed her? Instead, it feels like it's incredibly thick. The dark chocolate enveloping my tongue and the fudge melting in my mouth. The girls look at me as I grin like an idiot. You're making such a funny face, though. Yeah, real funny looking. Hey, this is some good cake, Natsuki. Sayori keeps on staring at the cake. Hey, Sayori, you want a bite? Of course. She takes her fork and takes a chunk out of a part I didn't touch. You want some too? Oh god. You want some too, Natsuki? Are you sure? Oh, I thought she'd just come at us yelling. She's like the type of girl to eat flour thinking it's sugar. No. And all the shade at Natsuki. I swear the Doki Doki mods are way more realistic than the original. I mean, yes. But come on, there was something about the original that made it special, I guess. I know when I played the original, the one thing that I was not expecting was Yuri's I guess suicide. And then like how you had to sit there. At first I thought maybe there was something wrong with the game because I was like clicking through and it kept to me, it looked like it kept looping back to when she first was resting against the ground. But no, it turns out you actually do sit the weekend with her, and that part just really stuck out at me, especially given how much I liked Yuri. You kind of laughed when Yuri died. No. I swear they fall for you instantly. I mean, but this genre, the harem genre, when did they? For most part, that just tends to happen, right? Come on, you want me to get fat trying to eat all of it by myself? You're already out of shape as it is. No need to have you packing on the extra pounds. She takes a chunk of the cake and eats it. Well, I guess that's a good roundabout way of getting yourself to eat it. If you eat some more, maybe you'll be as big and strong as me someday. She's stuck between wanting to insult me and taking her time to chew so she doesn't choke. This feels pretty satisfying to watch. Feels satisfying to watch Natsuki choke. Yeah. Sayori, on the other hand, has been awfully quiet. Sayori? It looks like Sayori took another chunk of my cake while I was focusing on Natsuki. Her mouth's filled with cake. You're so cheeky sometimes. You trying to prep for the winter now? I don't appreciate you calling me fat. Sayori, chew your food with your mouth closed like a normal person. A moment passes and Sayori finishes the mouthful of cake. I don't like it when you call me fat. Sayori, you literally have 3 giant cookies in front of you and I let you have a chunk of my cake already. Scratch that, 2. She really knows how to put food away. At this rate, you might as well sign up for the sumo club while you're at it. They have a sumo club? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And if they don't, you could be its captain. But then I'd have to leave the literature club. That's the problem. Not that we suggest she join sumo. That's her entire, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'll pass. Oh boy. I like the chat during the Doki Doki streams. Sometimes it can get a little bit dark. Awesome. Besides, you didn't want to watch a bunch of dudes in skimpy belts push each other around inside of a ring. Sounds super gross and sweaty, but it's epic. It's a respectable sport. I'm pretty sure you have to have a fair amount of muscle to do it as well. Or at least from what I've seen on TV, it seems a lot more than fat people having a shoving contest. Plus, you need to have good balance if you don't want to fall down and lose. Maybe you should write a sumo-inspired poem if you like it so much. Oh god, no, please. I don't think I want to do a sumo-related poem. 2 men in a ring. A battle of wills and pride. Guts overrides fear. I give a mock bow. That's better than what I expected from you. Far from being as good as one of my poems, though. Did you make that haiku on the spot? Nope, I heard it on the show. Yep, totally. Definitely a Domo original. The way Natsuki shoots me a glare doesn't treasure me that they're convinced. Anyway, that cake was pretty good. Or the parts that I had were good. Hey, I should get going soon. Got exams to study for? You could say that, yeah. She looks off to the side, obviously not thrilled with going home to study. Looks like I should get going too. Sorry, you want to walk back home with me? Sure, that sounds fun. I quickly wolf down the rest of my food as the others begin packing up. Since I'm here, I might as well grab something to take home too. Hold up one sec. I'm gonna grab something to take home. Okay. I guess I'll see you later then. See you in the club, Natsuki. We wave goodbye to each other as I head back to the counter and buy 2 more slices of chocolate cake to go. Alright, let's go, Sayori. Alrighty! My guess is we give 1 to Sayori. Why did we get 2? Imagine dying because you choked on cake. Imagine dying from choking on anything. Right. Just, you know, just get whatever's lodged in out. Let's get Yuri fighting a sumo. Yeah, don't you? Isn't it like is it a rule that you have to be fat for sumo? Because I know they do build like a shit ton of muscle, but like, do you have to be fat? I haven't talked to Sayori as much as I like to lately, and right? Because, well, no, maybe that's the whole aspect of it. Because then if it was just muscle, like fit, muscular dudes fighting, then that's just what's the name of that sport? It's not boxing. There's like an actual wrestling. No, wrestling. It'd just be wrestling. What am I talking about? It just it's so sumo. Never mind. She's a lolly. She's supposed to be built like one. Let's see the hype with Yuri. Yeah, well, you're wrong. I'm kidding. Yeah, there's not really much there. I do see. Maybe it was just me, because like as I started watching anime, I guess I got more infatuated with the yandere type characters. Like I remember watching Future Diary, and I don't know, it's not so much anymore, but I was really obsessed with Yuno, with Yuno Gasai. I haven't talked to Sayori as much as I'd like to lately, and this is a good excuse to do so, especially since exams are coming up and are gonna eat up a lot of my time. So you think you'll do all right with everything? With what? For a moment, it almost looked like Sayori's a little shaken, but she quickly dispels that with a smile. You know, with exams and all that. Oh, yeah, I think I'll be fine. Monika's been helping me here and there too, so you've got nothing to worry about. That's good. Just make sure to take care of yourself. No point in cramming if you end up sleeping in and messing all of your exams. Yeah. Sayori kicks a rock on the sidewalk a few feet in front of her. It clatters away, bouncing onto the asphalt road. Is something up? Oh, I'm just a bit tired since I ate a lot. That makes sense. Oops. Oh, what did I say? Considering how many cookies and pieces of cake you had, it's no wonder you're exhausted. I just skipped the line of just make sure to eat something good every once in a while, okay? Define good, because that could still lead to more unhealthy eating. Says the guy carrying 2 slices of chocolate cake. Okay, you got me there. Well, how about this? I hand Sayori a bag holding one of the slices of cake. I knew it! Ah, this is why she still has feelings for you, dude. I hand Sayori a bag holding one of the slices of cake. Ah! Now we can be fat together. Plus, I wanted to thank you for taking care of me when I was sick before Halloween. Together. That'd be really nice, Domo. Thanks for the cake. Maybe I should try playing a sport like Monica. Otherwise, everything is probably going to catch up to me sooner or later. I'd like to see Monica beat you up in tennis. We arrive in front of Sayori's house. Considering how she's looking so glum, she must be having a stomachache. Oh god. Or sending her home with a sad expression doesn't bring any kind of good mood right now. But this is supposed to be not that type of Doki Doki, so maybe we're fine. Oh well, she'll be fine once everything gets digested. I'll catch you later, Sayori. See ya! I sigh as I head back into my house. Well, back to the grind. Back on it. Back on it. Oh god. Is there a waifu? Is there a waifu war happening? Ah, yes, the animation, switching the tier or the placement. If the animation was better, they'd be this, they'd be this kind of waifu. And with so many rake marks floating around, hyperinflation becoming a real issue, money was more or less useless. Like Monopoly money? I suppose there's one way to see it. We'll call it there for now, guys. And that marks the end of another lesson. On to more important news. Yay! It's time for lunch. I quickly check my bag. Oh, god damn it. Of course I forgot my lunch. Now who's gonna share with me? Oh my god. With a sigh, I start making my way to the vending machine in the hallway. A soft tap on my shoulder causes me to spin around. Hey, domo! Yo, Sayori. Wanna come sit with us? She motions back to Monica and Yuri standing to the side. They're all carrying their own lunch boxes. For my stomach grumbles, I'm pretty sure it's jealous of them. Hey, you guys have food I can have. Maybe a good conversation with them can help distract me from my hunger. Sure, sounds good to me. What's happening? Oh no, what is happening? Everyone knows the best girl from Bunny Girl Senpai was Kaede. A few minutes later, we find ourselves on the roof. Yeah. This is why I'm waiting for Volume 5 of Nekopara for Shigure to get her own route. Because apparently Volume 4 didn't, which I'm still gonna play it. It's not like that's all I was looking forward to for Volume 4. I don't know what makes the roof such an attractive lunch spot. Maybe it's the refreshing breeze. Either way, I'm pretty glad that no one started locking the rooftop door yet. As they don't in every other show and manga and light novel for some reason, even though they say in real life Japan locks the rooftops. Huh, that's strange. Where's Natsuki? Oh, she texted me to say she wasn't feeling very well, so she didn't come in. Anyway, how are you holding up with exams coming up? While I'm not thrilled with the whole idea of exams, I think I'll do well enough on them. What about you guys? With any luck, I'll do well. Cram school sure helped me keep on track. Ugh. Monica, you don't even need any luck. You're probably going to be first in our year as usual. And the probability that your grades are purely based on luck is infinitesimally small. That can't be a word. Infinitesimally. Oh god. Hey, what's your opinion? Who's best girl in the world? Like, out of everything. Oh god, I think you've asked me this like a bunch of times, and I can't give you like a straight answer. It's mostly who is it at the moment. Now, I haven't been watching a lot, as mentioned, but at the top of my head, the best girl right now is Shit, what's her name? It's the girl in Tonikawa Fly Me to the Moon. Fuck, what's her name? I don't... Okay, I say she's best girl, but I don't remember her name. That's bad. That's a bad outlook on me. But I really like her character right now. That show is also just... I love it. It's really good. At least for me. It's just nice to just lay back and watch this young, newly married couple be a couple. It's a good show. For me, at least. Thanks for the support, guys. How are you doing with your studying, Yuri? You know how it goes. Studying isn't the most absorbing activity in the world, but we do what we must. Yuri, I'm surprised that you actually dislike reading something. Well, just because I don't complain doesn't mean that I like it. There are plenty of books that I dislike for one reason or another. Like what? Just books that are poorly written or clumsily thought out themes. Huh, it's kind of weird knowing that Yuri actively dislikes something other than manga, that is. Anyway, what about you, Sayori? How are you doing in your exam preparations? Sayori looks away, her half smile not exactly emanating at confidence. I think I'll do fine. Some of my classes are pretty easy for me, like Japanese. Let me guess, you're not so excited for the STEM subjects. Yeah, I'll be fine though. I just gotta study some more and it should be okay. Well, that's good. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri staring at me. Not one to back down, though. I turned to stare back at her. What's up, Yuri? Ah! Ah! She quickly looks down, her face reddened. Nothing. I noticed that you didn't bring your... Yes. Oh, ha. That's because I don't have one today. Yeah? Did you forget your lunch again? Hey, what do you mean by forget? And it's not like my mom packs my lunches anymore. Why didn't you bring anything then? Oh, she looks really pissed. I don't think that's the face they should have gone for. She looks really tilted, that is. Lines would probably have been too long. Guess you're starving today then. Yep, guess so. I sigh. They've all unpacked their own lunches already. The food looks all the more tantalizing given that I have nothing in front of me. As expected, Yuri's brought a homemade bento while Sayori has 2 rice balls. Meanwhile, Monica packed what looks like a club sandwich. Man, this is torture. Hey, Domo. The girls look at each other bemused. You go first, Sayori. Alright, Domo, would you like a bite of my lunch? I'm not very hungry anyway. Are you sure? I've gone without lunch before, you know. I say that, but I'm still hoping that she shares... Then why would you say that? But I'm still hoping that she shares her lunch with me. That braised pork belly in her bento looks delectable. Yes, I'm sure. Here. She picks up a bite of the food using her chopsticks and offers it up to me. Are you gonna feed me? Yeah! A startled look flashes over Yuri's face. Did she really not realize what she was doing? Too late. Can't take it back now. I chomped down on the mouthful of food that Yuri's holding. The taste of tenderly cooked meat and lightly aromatic rice flood my mouth. Suffice to say, it's good. Looking back up at Yuri, her expression nearly makes me spew out the food and laughter. She looks crossed between mortified and happy, her face flaming. This is super tasty, Yuri. Thanks for the food. You're welcome, but next time you can use the chopstick yourself. Hahaha, fair enough. By the way, weren't you going to say something, Sayori? It's nothing. Oh no. She looks down and fidgets with the rice ball in her hands. Just go for it. This is why you're not winning. Really? Come on, you can tell us what's up. I forgot. Anyway, what you think about Monica? So she forgot, huh? Normally I wouldn't let it go so easily, but since Yuri and Monica are here. Sorry, I kind of zoned out back there. What'd I miss? Yuri shared some of her lunch with me. To me, it's a little bit loud. Let me turn this down. Hopefully it's not too quiet. What? You talking about titties? Wait, I wish I had a harm. I wish I was in a coma. That's very drastic. That's a very drastic gap. I wish I had a harm. I wish I was in a coma. What the fuck? I keep making Sayori sad. It's not like I have a choice. I already set in stone, like, my pursuit of Yuri. So I think from here on out, either I don't get choices at all and it just leads to Sayori being sad. Yeah, so far I haven't had a new choice given to me. So, who knows? Yuri shared summer for lunch with me, and he said that it was good. Surprisingly, Yuri looks quite pleased with herself now. Oh, and she fed it to me. But please don't talk about that. Ugh, it's so embarrassing. Looks like Yuri's really coming out of her shell, huh? Yuri covers her face with her hands, flustered beyond belief. Come on, guys, let's give Yuri a break. Why don't you join in with the teasing, Sayori? Wow! Because I'm a nice person. Ha, you got us there. Plus, you never answered my question. Right. Monica sighs and picks out a fingernail. Well, I've been trying to decide what I'm going to be doing in the next few years. It isn't too long before we'll end up graduating, so I've been trying to figure everything out. Aren't you planning to go to college, though? Yeah, I am. Despite her words, the tone of her voice sounds uncertain. That's what I'm planning on doing as well. I've always thought I was suited for academia. That definitely sounds like you, Yuri. So what about you, Domo? Do you have any post-graduation plans yet? To be honest, I haven't really given it much thought. No, I can't say I have a solid idea of what I'll do at the moment. Fair enough. We're only second years after all. Maybe I'll check into something to do with literature. Good answer. Monica smiles playfully as she says that. If you ever need any more literature recommendations, you can always come to me. I'd be more than happy to help you prepare for a future degree in literature. Haha, sounds good to me. So what about you, Sayori? Eh? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe a teacher? That's a respectable profession inspiring the next generation. Huh. I don't know if I had to guess, Sayori's banking on getting a long vacations. Well, I wouldn't exactly complain about the long breaks or anything. Like with like the summer and spring, winter breaks. I don't know if they get a break during winter. I'm pretty sure teachers still work during those breaks. Like they still have to prepare like the next year curriculum, right? I'm sure they do. I don't think they get the same breaks we do. Plus the pay. I don't know how pay works in Japan, but I know teachers here don't get exactly the greatest wage. If I were in a coma, I could have an infinite dream of harm. But see, it's not real. And then by then it just doesn't, it's not gonna feel the same. Wouldn't you rather have it in reality? Feel like sorry about it in her life again? Let's hope not. It doesn't seem like she's as sad as usual. And by usual, I mean compared to the original game. I think she's just down. Maybe she'll get out of her slump. She glances around and giggles a bit. Maybe I could teach classes on writing poetry. I could definitely see you as a teacher surrounded by a crowd of adorable kids. Delma would make a nice teacher as well, in my opinion. Huh. I hadn't thought of teaching as a career before. Really? How so? As a teacher, middle or high school, I mean, you're very kind and good at listening, so I believe that you'd be good at providing support for students. Ah, thanks, Yuri. Of course, it's just my opinion, but I wanted to tell it to you. She shyly twirls a strand of hair between her fingers as I smile at her. Dude, there's a Doki Doki mod where you're in a coma and you get out of it, and that's been 7 years. Sayori's a teacher in a mod. You can't tell if you're being sarcastic. That means Sayori is mature and grown up, if you get what I mean. No, could you elaborate on what you mean? Please kindly do so. What are we talking about? Maybe. Nah. She shyly twirls a strand of her hair between her fingers as I smile at her. While I take another bite of Yuri's lunch, the girls keep on chatting amongst themselves. Monika's right. What if it's flipped? The whole reason, like, Natsuki seemed off yesterday, and now she's not here with us today. What if Natsuki pulls a Monica, not a Monica, Sayori? Nah, she's too happy for that. There isn't a whole lot of time before we have to go out into the real world. We don't have forever and ever to stay like this. Provided, I don't think I'd like to stay a high schooler forever. I would have at least for a little bit longer. Going to college straight out of high school. Rough. Rough, man. Ah, she's not an airhead, right? You can do the there. Oh, that's shit. That's right. I forgot Natsuki has. Huh. However, it also means that I'll have a lot. I never got to experience the other. It's because in the original, I did just play through mainly selecting Yuri, so I never saw what else, what other CGs the characters had. Hold on, I just realized. Let me turn this off. My Riva tuner is on. There we go. Yeah, okay. You know, there are some people who don't develop, no matter how old they get. However, that also means that I'll have a lot more responsibilities to take care of. There's also the fact that it'll be tough to stay close with everyone once we all split off to find our own schools and careers. I mean, what are the chances that we'll all end up doing similar things at the same place? Not that there isn't no chance of that happening between at least 2 of us, but you've got to admit that it's small. It makes me kind of sad to think about not being able to talk to everyone every day. And now that I think about it, what will happen between Yuri and I? At this point, I'm pretty sure that I want to stay close to her. Even if we end up having different interests, she's someone who I don't want to let go of. Hey, Domo. Huh? You're spacing out. Sorry about that. What were we talking about? At this point, it's really tough to decide on big things like our future when we have to ask for permission all the time for little things. Like, we're supposed to decide on what we want to do with the rest of our lives, but we can't even go pee without asking a teacher. That is a good point. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out. I never noticed how weird it would feel at first. I remember in college, they're like, just get up and go. Like, in my first class, and I would still... It's weird. To be like a grown adult and still be like, having to raise my hands sometimes and be like, I need to go to the restroom. But now they just say like, just get up and go. So sometimes it's like, sometimes I'll go when the teacher's still lecturing, if I have to go to the bathroom. And to me, it feels off because it looks rude, but really it's not because it's fine. I just get up like in the middle of sometimes because like, you know, sometimes you can just not hold it. And it looks really weird. There is an 18 plus and it's still in development. All of the mod? I want to check that out now. I have to check that out. Damn, I need to look up what you guys are looking up. We've got time, so let's enjoy it while we can. I suppose you're right. We still have a year left before we really have to worry after all. The lunch bell rings. Alright, I'll see you in the club. I smile and wave a bit half-heartedly. Looks like that conversation brought everyone a little down. Ah yes, talking about being an adult or growing up. It's always gonna bring someone down. The bus rattles a bit as it trundles down the street, the plastic hanging straps swaying gently overhead. Oh, public transportation, you're always there for me. I can always count on a ride from you, especially when meeting up with a cute purple-haired girl at the bookstore. Ever since I got closer to Yuri, I've been really spreading through books. Having someone to read with definitely helps in making sure I finish the books, but it also hasn't felt like a chore in a while. I don't think I agree with that. I don't like reading with others. You ever do group reads in school? I don't know if anyone's ever done that or if other places do that. I know in elementary school we had that group reads. We're not as fun because you know you get held back a little bit by slow readers. No offense. I've been there. In fact I've become that slow reader. But when you read faster than everyone else and then you have to take your goddamn time to wait for someone to finish up a passage, it's like, no, I don't want to do this. I'd rather read it on my own. Suddenly, the bus lets out a high-pitched whine as it eases onto a bus stop. Here's where I get off. I'm not too far away from the bookstore now. There it is. And there's Yuri. I wave at her, although she doesn't see me. She's fidgeting with her hair and glancing around, presumably looking for me. After a moment, we make eye contact. She immediately smiles widely and stands up straighter. Hi, Doma. Hey, Yuri, did I keep you waiting? Oh no, I arrived only a moment ago. Thanks for inviting me out, by the way. No problem. I was going to buy something here anyway. So, well, let's head in then, shall we? Let's. It's subtle, but I smell the scent of lavender and a touch of jasmine oil as she brushes past me. Nice. Getting that whiff. Once inside, that scent blends in nicely with the traces of old paper and ink emanating from the store. There's a sense of calm that envelops us the moment we step inside, bolstered by the quiet, lulling sounds of flipping pages. Plastic covers gleam from the bookshelves as we pass by, and with each and every step inside, Yuri seems to walk with a little more energy. I haven't been in here for a while now. Really? When was the last time you were here? I believe it was roughly a month ago on a Sunday. Why haven't you visited more then? You know, it's been busy. I shouldn't be spending so much money on books too. She sighed quietly and runs her fingers over the spines of a nearby row of books. I've been trying to read books online instead to save on money, but being able to physically flip through... Hey, there we go. Here's our conversation right here. But being able to physically flip through pages feels so much better. Oh yeah, that's true too. You can always find it's amazing how much cheaper. I mean, given that, you know, you had to print the book, you make them put on paper and whatnot, compared to online just being online. They're significantly cheaper. A lot of the books I bought on like Bookwalker or on Amazon for classes, like if I'm buying textbooks, always like a couple bucks cheaper. I need to stop staying up. It's as if I just need something tangible in my hands. Yeah, I think I can understand that feeling. It's definitely easier to get distracted if I'm reading something online. There are a lot of books I haven't seen before in this aisle. However, not however. Having the textbooks explicitly, I would rather have online, just because it makes note-taking so much easier. You can highlight it. You can control F. Like if you're doing a test and like say describe this term, I could just control F that term in the book and I'll have the exact passage, the exact meaning the teacher is looking for, and it's good to go. One novel with a particularly ornately designed cover catches my eye. The Awakening? This looks like one of the books considered classic literature. Yuri notices me eyeing it. Oh, are you curious about some of the novels here? I don't know, maybe that one over there? Why? Have you read a lot of books in this section? She pulls a copy of The Awakening out from the shelf. Kate Chopin's The Awakening. I did read this in middle school. To be honest, I don't recall too much about the plot. Hold on, let me refresh my memory with the summary on the book cover. On the back cover. Her eyes quickly flit over the words on the back. And a moment later, Yuri looks up with a smile. Ah, yes, it's all coming back to me. This was quite the enjoyable read from what I remember. So what's it about? Well, it's considered a milestone of early feminist literature due to its social commentary and in-depth look into the main character's psyche. The novel is about a married woman in the late 19th century, New Orleans, who struggles to find a place for herself in the restrictive society she lives in. Honestly speaking, I believe I liked the book so much because I could relate to some of the themes. Oh, like what? Well, some of the most salient themes are solitude and the impact of social constraints and expectations. It's easy to find yourself falling into a solitary lifestyle without societal support. In Harms, I don't think there is ever a satisfying ending. Not completely true. Or I mean, oh, you mean like in general for everyone? Because been here for like 5 hours waiting for her. She's been preparing for this or that. So, well, yeah. So like, I don't know. In terms of like how they finish a story off, there can be some that at least do a good way of wrapping up the story. One of that is for me, The World God Only Knows. Is that the name? That's a good horror manga, at least to me it is, because I just like the way it wrapped up. It's easy to find yourself falling into a solitary lifestyle without societal support. In a way, detaching yourself from society can feel empowering in that you can take control of yourself away from outside influence. But it can also be quite lonely. You see how that theme would resonate with Yuri so deeply. She must have been a loner even in middle school. Well, way to assume. What if she just turned out to be popular and then a loner in high school? That seems common. The societal expectations present in that era's vision of the American South all work to repress the main character's true desires and needs. Especially since the main character is a married woman who has to struggle with gender roles too. So you can relate some of the expectations in the book's society to our society then. Of course, modern day society isn't as oppressive as the Victorian era society. But still, there will always be social norms that people would be hard pressed to disobey. And at any rate, I think I'm losing it. Japanese society is rather restrictive in comparison to other countries. You've got that right. When I was a kid, I really wanted to move to America because of how freeing it seemed. Country of rock and roll, right? I don't know about that. But it's definitely a more individualistic culture. Anyway, The Awakening is a beautifully written book. I'd recommend it if you wanted to read a critique of society, although the ending is quite depressing. Oh, was that a spoiler? Nah, you're good. If you're gonna recommend the book this passionately, then I guess I gotta give it a shot. I take the copy of the novel from Yuri and turn it over in my hands. I'll be looking forward to hearing what you think about it. We continue strolling around the bookstore some more. This time looking for a book for Yuri. Why would you ever choose Yuri unless you have to? Well, I just like her character design. Yes, it's that basic. It is that basic. She seems the most seductive, at least. I think that's how it goes for all my choices whenever I'm watching or interacting with a medium. It's like if it's a manga, it's an anime. Which part of the design? Very interesting. Very interesting. Which part of the design? Be specific. Just that fact that she is wearing leggings. She pauses. I don't know, the sweater looks good too. She pauses at a display and flips through a paper book with a black cover. What's that book? Battle Royale. I assume you've... Was it a book or a movie? Battle Royale. That's a movie too, right? I assume you've heard of it before? I'd played it before. Yeah, I actually read a bit of it before. I never finished it though. Haha. Speaking of rock and roll in America, the main character in it is pretty obsessed with the US. Although I'm guessing that you know that already. But, well, I'm embarrassed to admit that I've never gotten into reading it before. Also her shyness. I like that too. I read The Awakening. I thought it was mediocre at best, to be honest. Ooh. Hey, Xpinar. Tell that to Yuri. See what she does to you. Or tell that to OG Yuri. Then see what she does to you. So I'm a thighs guy. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a thighs guy. It's just more so that at times I can prefer it. Other times, thighs. Okay. There are just too many books I need to read. How about we read it together then? I'd like that. She smiles shyly. Her eyes, yeah, like this. Like it's to me, it's just cute. Her eyes twinkling behind her bangs. And with that, we leave for the front counter to purchase our books. The sun's blindingly bright outside, which contrasts against the chilly nature of the air. Would you like to get something to eat? Sure, there's a bakery nearby that's pretty good. They even serve tea. Last time I went there, I had black tea. Oh, that sounds lovely. Feel free to lead the way. Is it that? Oh, it is. It is the bakery. I wonder if we're gonna meet anyone there. Within a few minutes, we're standing in front of the bakery. Through the glass storefront, we can see rows upon rows of pastries and breads. As we enter, a wave of warm air carrying the scent of sweets and teas wash over us. It smells wonderful in here. If you weren't hungry before, you'd definitely be hungry now. Yeah, you're not too far off there. Yeah, Tsundere could be good too if it's done right. And by right, actually, never mind. It's weird. Like the character type can, I think if it's overdone, where it's just completely like they disregard the main character and like has very few moments of that you know, when they're supposed to show that they actually are caring of whoever they're interested in. But if they're just constantly like what's the word? I don't want to say bitching. Yeah, God, what's the word? I can't English. You know, I don't know. I'm not good at explaining things right now. Let's forget I was trying to make an explanation. If you, I read that. Plus, they even have oolong tea here. Really? I suppose I know what I'll be getting. I think I'll have a cup as well. As we approach the counter to order our drinks, the brownies on display once again catch my eye. You know what? I think I'll have a brownie here. I grab a tray and a pair of tongs to choose my own pastries. Yuri falls behind, hesitantly grabbing a tray of her own. You getting anything else to eat? I think I'll have a small slice of vanilla cake. By the time we finish grabbing our food, the line's cleared up. Hi, will that be all for you? I'll have some oolong tea as well as this brownie. The cashier quickly rings me up while another worker bustles away in the background to prepare the tea. And your order, miss? Yuri sets her tray down on the counter with a clatter. Her voice is barely audible. Yes, I'll have the oolong tea and a slice of vanilla cake. Excuse me, could you repeat that? I'll have the oolong. Her voice wavers as red creeps up her face and she glances desperately between me and the cashier. Should I do something? Oh, wait. Because the thing is, she liked, there's another thing where she didn't want help. It's kind of like, you know, you gotta let them face it on their own unless they ask for help, I guess. Especially with anxiety scenarios. I'm too used to like making my friends do stuff for me. We'll let her order, and if she doesn't end up, I saved, right? If she doesn't end up liking that, then I guess whoop-de-fucking do. Let her order. I don't want to impose. God, fuck. Sorry, I'm really tired. I've been staying up till like 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't want to impose and assume that Yuri can't do anything for herself. Well, to be fair, it does seem like she wants me to help her. But I don't want to act like her dad or anything. Either way, Yuri seems to have picked up on the fact that I'm reluctant to step in. I attempt to smile in an apologetic and encouraging way, but she only affords me a single glance before looking down. Could get oolong tea and oh god, my head. A slice of vanilla cake. She rushes through the last half of her sentence, slurring her words together. Fortunately, the cashier seems to be able to make out what she's saying this time. Alright, we'll have your teas done in just a minute. Just as the cashier said, it only takes about a minute or so until our teas are ready. Yuri avoids eye contact as we pick up our cups of tea. With our food in hand, we make our way over to some tables to sit down at. As we walk, sorry, my head is like exploding. As we walk, she keeps her head ducked down and her eyes steadily trained on the floor. Hey, Yuri. Yes? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that she starts playing with her hair, stroking it quickly. At least with this option, it seems that she still noticed that we wanted to help, so it's not entirely bad. She still thinks us considerate, but we just let her handle it on her own. Unless this next reply is contrast what I just said. Don't worry about what happened. How can I not? I'm completely socially inept. Hey, it's probably worse in your head than it actually was in real life, you know. And besides, you can just keep on practicing. It doesn't stop me from feeling ashamed of myself. It's alright to feel that way, Yuri. It might be hard now, but I'm sure you'll get better at it over time. You just need to work at it, little by little. Still a bit shaken, she takes a deep breath to calm herself. I suppose you're right. You might not be as good at talking to people as Monica is, but hey, who is? Yuri glances down, tearing tiny pieces of paper and napkin apart. Your logic makes sense. It's just... She takes a moment to collect her thoughts, gathering up all her litter into a neat pile. What makes me most uncomfortable is the feeling of being judged. I think that goes for everyone, though. You feel judged? You know, like when the cashier looked at me with pity as I stumbled over my words. Oh, I feel it. Yuri, I'm sure they didn't notice at all, or if they did, they probably forgot about it already. It's like the spotlight effect, you know? When you think people notice you more than they actually do. I know, but I can't exactly help how I feel. Damn, bro, it's 3 a.m. I'm so tired. I'm gonna sleep. Nice dream, bro. See you next time. Merry Christmas. Alright. Yeah, happy holidays to you too. Oh, I probably won't stream again till after. But yeah, take care. Good night. I know, but I can't exactly help how I feel. Regardless, I'll try to be more outgoing. Could I rely on you to help me? Not all the time, of course, but just when I'm feeling particularly flustered. Of course, having someone to guide you always helps, no matter what you're trying to get better at. Thank you, Tomo. She smiles sweetly at me, and I can't help but grin in return. It's difficult to stay completely logical when my body is fully panicking. My mind goes blank and the words get stuck in my throat when that happens. And then all I become aware of is how loudly my heart is beating and how hard it is to breathe. Yeah, take care. Does this happen every time? Well, it does when I'm nervous or when I don't particularly rehearse what I'm gonna say. Oh, that's right. Oh, I do that all the time too. I'm always thinking like, it takes me forever to interact with like someone because I have to plan it in my head, plan like the whole scenario and how it's gonna, like I'm doing it right now. I don't know what I'm saying. I have to plan it out basically from beginning to end. Dang, I didn't know it was that bad for her. You're eloquent enough when you talk to me at least. And with practice, before you know it, you'll be speaking in the same way to everyone else too. Well, I hope so. I'm sorry for bringing the mood down with this subject. No, you're totally fine. I want to know more about you, and that goes for both things you like and dislike about yourself. And from what I know about you, there's not much to dislike. I don't know about that. But your continual support is ever appreciated. Don't mention it. With the conversation reaching its natural conclusion, we finally dig into our respective sweets. The inside of my brownie is moist and thick. The sweetness not too overwhelming. I look around while savoring my bite, chewing at a slow pace. Although the streets are still dotted with people here and there, and the foot traffic has started lighting up. When I look back at Yuri, I catch her looking at me, her eyes filled with curiosity. Once she realizes that she's been caught staring, she sheepishly turns red in an admission of guilt. I'm sorry, Tomo, I didn't mean to... Relax, it's nothing to apologize for. Embarrassed, she glances away from me. There's nothing like doing a presentation, having note cards, and finding out they're out of order. Yes! Yes! Absolutely, right? Oh, God. Wow. Wow, we just get each other. It's the worst. Especially, let's just disregard note cards and say you've like rehearsed a speech over and over. Like, at that point, you don't have to worry about, oh, am I reading this in the correct order? You have the order already recited in your head. But sometimes my head will skip a couple lines and jump to like the next couple ones. I know that happens to me when I'm scripting out a video and I'm trying to read from the script as I'm recording the video, and I skip like a whole chunk of it that I wanted to say. Because I'm still camera shy. I don't know if that's apparent. But yeah, it happens. It gets to the best of us. Like, no matter how prepared you think you are at times, especially when a lot is running through your mind, especially when you have anxiety, it just sucks when you fuck up that bad. Somehow I get the feeling that she wants to say something, but is too shy to say it. As I muse over Yuri's thoughts, I pop another piece of brownie in my mouth. How's the cake, Yuri? Huh? Oh, it's a bit sweet, but very light. I'm assuming you're enjoying your brownie, judging by the smile on your face. She covers her mouth with a hand as she giggles. Okay, you caught me. The brownie's really good. I see. I shiver as I take a sip of my oolong tea. Man, the sweetness of the brownie really makes that tea that much more bitter. Maybe I shouldn't have ordered it. Yuri sneaks several looks at me as I continue eating. Does she want something? What's up? Nothing. Actually, could I try a bit of your brownie? It's really pretty cute how flustered she can get. Of course, but only if I get to try some of yours. I could almost swear that there's a cheeky glint in Yuri's eye as she swaps her trays around for a moment. Yuri's cake is quite light, with a very understated sweetness to its fluffy interior. Huh, that cake is pretty good. Way less sweet than the brownie though, so I don't know if you'll like mine. She pops a chunk of the brownie in her mouth as I say that. Man, her eyes are really lighting up. I didn't really expect her to have such a sweet tooth. And I take that back. You clearly like that brownie a lot. Well, the inclusion of dark chocolate does cut through that sweetness a bit. It's very dense and rich though. I just go blank sometimes. Perfect sentence flow, then freeze. Yes. Oh god, it's especially when you have that, like, you're on your groove. It's not as bad when you first start, because then you ease into it. But once you are in that groove and then you fall out of it, it's kind of tough and awkward to an audience when you get back into it. Which is why preparation, like, I try to do as much of it as I can. As I say that, in college I don't do that. I always think like, oh, it'd be great if I'm way more prepared for this assignment, but I always do things at the last minute now. College is just time restricting. We continue enjoying the food in each other's company, slowly passing the day away. After a while, she smiles, tracing the rim of her teacup with her finger. I've really enjoyed our time here today, Domo. This is a lovely little bakery as well. I'll have to revisit it on my own time. Thank Natsuki and Sari for introducing me to this place. Oh, you came together with them? Nah, I just happened to see them eating here a while back. Was that like a hint of jealousy or concern? Ah, I see that look. But yeah, we should definitely come back here again sometime. Yes, that'd be nice. With our food finished, we get up and throw away our trash. Hey, you want to catch the bus? I think one should be coming around soon. Huh, that sounds like a good idea. Presentations in college yet, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, you should be. I don't think... Oh no, I've had to do my fair share of them. Luckily, they've mostly been like 3-person group presentations or more. So a lot of the dialogue that is usually present is split up amongst more group members. So it makes things a lot easier. Also means I'm getting no practice with it, right? Try presenting. Oh, what this? I don't know if it's embarrassing to share. I tried doing it with my family at first. I'll either read an essay even, but like reading it to an audience that you're at least comfortable with, and then you kind of ease yourself into that like classroom setting a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's not something you feel comfortable doing, especially with family members. I know some will. You can make fun of you. We settle down on the bus stop's bench, sitting close together, but not too close. I nervously tap my fingers on my knee. Looks like I've run out of things to say. But surprisingly, Yuri saves the day by speaking up. Today has gone by much faster than I expected. It seems like only an hour ago that I left the house for the bookstore. She shifts the books in her bag and smiles down at them. I guess that means it was pretty fun then. I suppose so. Peering down the road for a moment, I spot a glaring set of headlights slowly going closer. Hey, oh god. I'm just thinking like a car is about to hit her or something. Hey, looks like the bus is here. It stops with a low hiss and I motion for Yuri to get on ahead of me. Fortunately, it doesn't look too crowded. There should be plenty of seats for us to sit together. Yeah! Suddenly, Yuri stumbles on the steps leading out to the bus, falling onto her hands and knees and causing her books to tumble out of her bag. Oh no! I futilely reach out to grab her, but I'm not close enough to reach her in time. Ugh. A few people peep around curiously to look for the source of the commotion. Yuri quickly stands, her face flushed as she scrambles to shove the books back in her bag. I reach down to help her. Here, let me help you. Are you okay, Yuri? I'm fine. Ugh, oh, that's embarrassing. I run sentences past family when writing stuff, but doing a presentation test run does nothing for me. Damn, really? Yeah, that's rough. Maybe maybe to friends, if they care or have the time to. I know with friends they'll probably be like, nah, man, I'm not listening to that or something like that. But if you got good friends, maybe some of them will sit down for a little bit to hear your presentation. I like sending videos over and getting feedback. Because at least being your friends, sometimes they won't sugarcoat things. So they'll give you the feedback you're looking for often. Yuri speeds over to the first seat and she sees and sits down, keeping her head down as if she's avoiding the stares from other passengers. She adamantly continues to stare out the window as I slide in the seat after her. You sure you're alright? Other than my bruised pride and soul-crushing embarrassment? Yes, I'm fine. Despite her words, I notice a wind's breaking across her face. But, well, actually... Yuri shifts her bag off her legs and gingerly touches her knees. I believe that I scraped my knees. She's wearing black leggings as usual, so her knees are covered up. But that material has got to be pretty thin. I don't doubt you got a bit banged up there, back there. Ooh, banged. Oh, that was a pretty bad spill you took. Her face grows redder as I say that. Whoops. Guess I should probably not try not to embarrass her even more. You want me to take a look at it? No. God. Oh, shit. She looks really pissed. Her sudden outburst startles me a bit. I'm sorry. I just meant that it's fine. I'll just check it when I get back home and bandage it as needed. Alright, if you're sure. Sorry. Huh? What for? Well, for one thing, shouting at you just now. Hey, it's alright. I know you didn't mean anything by it. Even so, she bites her lip and runs her hands through her hair. You also had to help me pick up everything back up and you have nothing to apologize for. As your friend, I like helping you out when I can. All this stuff is really no bother to me, so it's all good. If I ever do have a problem with anything, I promise that I'll tell you, okay? So you don't have to stress out over any hidden meanings in my words, because there won't be any. I get it. This has been so embarrassing. You just had an unlucky day today, is all. Try not to worry about it too much. Easier said than done. Yuri mutters the last statement to herself, probably intending for me to miss it. The conversation fades out after this, leaving us simply watching the scenery blur by outside. Although we're not talking, it doesn't feel awkward between us. Just sitting here together like this. It's simple, but enjoyable. After a while though, I decide to break the silence. It's nice to be physical with Yuri, but I want to continue getting to know her better too. By the way, it seems like exams are coming up. It seems like we've been talking about them more and more lately. Sorry. We can talk about anything else if you want. No, it's only natural to come up in conversation. After all, we are students. Yeah, I think I've just been thinking about them more often because I think things will go well for me this time. Huh? And why is that? Not to imply that you always do badly on them or anything. I raise an eyebrow and smirk at her. Oh, really? You know, I may not be as smart as you are, but I know how to read books real good too. Yuri's brow furrows in consternation. There's a lot of words here. I guess makes sense for a literature-based game. Consternation for a moment as she processes my words. You know that... She pauses. It looks like she's finally catching on. Oh, dumbo. So you're finally learning to read my sarcasm, eh? We start chuckling a bit together. Yuri's the first one to stop, although I soon follow suit. I suppose that's how everyone thinks of me, though. Huh? What do you mean? You don't mean that you're humorless or something, right? Yuri's mouth tightens when I say that. Ooh. I think she's aware. I mean, it must suck for her, but... Oof. Especially when she's starting to think that her own friends think ill of her or something. Yuri, you have a perfectly good sense of humor. But thinking about it, she isn't a particularly funny person, is she? She's sweet, but she's also more serious than humorous. Either way, it doesn't... I don't know if I'm getting too tired for this. Either way, it doesn't matter if you're funny or not. You are fine just the way you are, but I gotta finish the date, you know? I can't read Yuri's expression. Is she alright? Is she upset? The thing I'm having a problem with right now is, it seems like, at times it feels like she has an issue with us. Which I'm not sure how I feel of, especially since we've done most of the things in Yuri's favor. Are we gonna end up romancing her or nay? Somehow I don't believe that the first thing people think when I come to mind is funny. Yuri, Delma, what characteristics do you think define me? She's really putting me on the spot here. Well, you're pretty smart for one thing. Oh, that's not good. I see. Like, I'm sure you'll ace all your exams without much effort. That's what my teachers. Oh God, no, it's just all the expectations that people have of her. That's what my teachers usually say to me as well. Why does she seem upset about this? So what's the problem? You don't think that there's a problem, right? And yes, it does feel nice to be praised in this way, but it also causes people to carry certain expectations for me. Certain expectations? You mean things like people always thinking you'll do great on tests? Yes, to an extent. Getting singled out for a specific trait does nothing but color others' perceptions of you. But everyone always labels everyone else? It's not like being associated with specific characteristics is a unique thing. Otherwise, how else are people going to describe each other? If you are smart, am I not supposed to point it out? Well, that's true. I should have been more precise in my wording. What I mean is having one specific thing that's perpetually identifying you. Take Sayori, for instance. How would you describe her? I guess I'd say she's sunny, like super cheerful and bubbly. And that's how you always think of her then. Well, I guess so. Where are you going with this? Don't you think that she ever feels unhappy, though? Or to be more exact, emotions other than happiness? Ooh, this is that's connecting to what happens. At least what happened in the original visual novel. You know, she's not always happy. They may appear happy, but not really, since they might be using it as a cover-up. I mean, maybe, but I've never seen her unhappy before. She's only ever smiled around me. Did she say something to you about feeling bad? Don't worry, it's nothing like that. I was just using her as an example. But you see, right? How thinking of someone in a certain way changes the thought process that are related to them. I guess so. Jeez, it's kind of weird thinking about Sayori being sad. And that's precisely why I chose her as an example for you. I kind of feel bad now for thinking of Sayori like that. To return to our original subject, I feel the same way about being called smart. Not only does it cause people to think of me two-dimensionally, but it also turns me into a subject of comparison. I'm always expected to behave in a certain way or to possess certain qualities. And that pressure is the part that bothers you the most? Yes, you could say that. Whenever I don't know something, it makes me feel that much more like a failure. It's stupid, I know. No pun intended. I chuckled a little bit at that last statement, causing her to return a wan smile. Yuri, it's not stupid. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way, especially other students who are always labeled as smart. Well, I'm just a normal guy myself, so no one's ever really associated me with anything in particular. Either we're getting really close or disconnecting a little bit. But I'm sure that if you talk to Monica about this, she'd be able to relate a lot. Maybe. She sighs, brushing the hair out of her eyes. I don't want people to keep seeing me in this way. At the same time, if people were to stop thinking of me as intelligent, it would paradoxically make me feel... It's hard to describe. Would it make you feel like you lost something special? You could say that. The window beside us reflects Yuri's pensive expression. Ugh, as a pale ghost in the glass. Other than being called intelligent, I don't have too much going on for me. But then again, if I were so smart, I wouldn't keep acting so illogically all the time. Yuri squeezes her hands into fists, pressing her fingernails into her palms so forcefully that they leave a little pale half-moons in her skin. I can only imagine what she's thinking about right now. She's probably running through all her perceived missteps and blunders. Well, I think you're wrong about something. About what? I don't think you act illogically at all. The way you act is human. Yuri turns to me with a bemused expression on her face. All your idiosyncrasies, all the things you do well in, all the mistakes you make, everything adds up to create an unmistakably human persona. And you're not simply human either. You're a gentle and kind-hearted person. I mean, you recently took care of me when I was sick. When I first joined the club, you took time to make sure I was enjoying myself too. I didn't realize you felt that way about being called smart, and I'm sorry if I kind of bought into that depiction of you. This is nice that we actually have a main character that can actually talk. At least, what's the word? Have a conversation where he's not totally dense. Like, this is great that he's actually like, he even apologizes for things he's called out on. But just know that you're more than smart to me. You're considerate, insightful, complex, and you're a good chef too, to boot. Domo. Anyway, you're a lot of things. But at the end of the day, to me, you're Yuri. I didn't know where I was going with that spiel, but I'm kind of proud of myself for ending it so well. Well, at least he's boosting his ego here. Let's hope that she found my monologue inspiring as well. She'd gone very still while I was talking, seemingly listening intently to my words. And now, well, she's blushing. So that's gotta be a good sign. As Yuri looks up to smile at me, I'm dazzled by her sparkling eyes. Thank you, Domo. I don't know what to say. Hey, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm glad to have someone like you beside me. Now it's my turn to blush. It's all good, haha. As we approach Yuri's stop, we sit in companionable silence for a bit. Oh, don't be awkward. Domo. Uh-huh. I don't know if you've realized, but exams are coming up. Yuri? Making a joke? Wow, seriously? That's the first I've heard of it. Is it a joke? What if she's like seriously asking? She smiles indulgently as I play along. I was thinking, why don't we study together? Hey, that's actually a really great idea. You can come over to my house after school and we can study together. Well, I don't know how much I can help you, but I'd certainly benefit from your help. Yuri nods and opens her mouth to speak, but pauses when she realizes that the bus is at her stop. Let's just hope it doesn't turn into like, oh, and I invited all my other friends too. So, you know. God, that always frustrates me. When it's like, oh, it's just going to be us two is like what one party will think. And then the other party's like, oh, by the way, I brought the whole world as my companion. I hope that's fine. You're not bothered by that, are you? Looks like I'm getting off here. Then I'll message you about the details later. I get up to let her through. Once in the aisle, she steps towards the exit, but then stops to turn back to me. Goodbye, Domo. Hope you have a pleasant evening. See you at school. She smiles and then disappears into the darkness outside. Dun, 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 dun. I like this. Getting actual dates with the characters. Well, characters, I mean mainly Yuri. Alright. I think it's obvious I'm kind of exhausted. I started this stream after just eating pizza. And now my mouth is dry from all that. God, to do so much talking after like being not interacting socially with anyone for months is tiring. But it's great that I'm back on this game, especially God. It's been like 3 months now. Anyways, for anyone still kicking in here, hope you enjoyed. I know we've only done like an hour added onto the parts. This is saved, right? Yeah. Right? But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening or day. I don't know what time it is for everyone else. But that's it for me, and I'll see you guys. Bye.